What's up, YouTube? Gotta ask the interesting question. The sixth man, Robert Horry versus Andre Iguodala. And before you go in and say, oh, Horry in a blowout, well, yeah, he hit big shots and everything, and he was instrumental with coming up clutch for Houston, the Lakers, and the Spurs. I'll give you that. And you can make that case that, I mean, those are probably two of those clutches moments in the history of the game. 7 rings. It's hard to kind of argue against what he's done in totality. However, Andre Iguodala, even though no one stopped LeBron James, but he did play defense on him, was the Finals MVP, whether you want to admit it or not, in the 2015 Finals. And I'm thinking, like, wow, that's hard to believe. We're talking about decades and some change ago. And he seemed to always be the right fit. He goes in and he really understands his position. So let's explain something about the sixth man. It's not just because it's the instrumental how you are. Also, you're like part of the second group, so you're the leader. So he did this. He helped the Miami Heat in the bubble with the Heat too. He was instrumental. He did this. He's one of those kind of guys that right place, right time, had the mindset of a coach, had the mindset to compartmentalize and put things in perspective. So it makes an interesting debate. It's not a blowout in the sense because you got to think the totality. Now, Horry assists game, rebounding, etc., and then you factor in Iguodala. But then I have to think about the concepts and the timing. And then I look at Horry's spot with Houston. It was right place, right time. But remember, he did get traded to Phoenix, and the whole thing in the towel and Danny Ainge's face is reason why he ended up on the Lakers because that whole thing. And then of course his Laker heroics, obviously, against the Sixers, he came up big, and of course the shot against Sacramento, that was huge. The only thing with Robert Horry is that he wasn't in town long enough for you to really, even though he does broadcasting for the Lakers, he worked for him. He didn't stay in town long enough to be memorialized with one team. He came up big with the Spurs. I still remember that dunk. So it was a game 5 against Detroit, and she bit, and he went with that left hand tomahawk. It's like we got these memories and emotions of him. And he is one of the most clutchest players. But does that make him a better six man than Andre Iguodala, who did spend a great deal of time with Golden State on their championship runs and did have an integral part? So it makes for an interesting debate. It depends on how you size and seize it up. Like I said, if we go by success and those big shots, then Robert Horry, yeah, almost would say is a borderline Hall of Famer, especially the way they put people in. But if I go by what they represented to the team, the impact, and remember, regardless of how you feel, he did get a Finals MVP, which some people think Steph Curry should have gotten, and you could debate they both should have gotten a piece of it. But anyway, that's what he accomplished with that. So it makes for an interesting debate, and I'm kind of like torn. But you know me, I don't do this ain't drink champs, and I don't do both, and I don't say you drink. I have to pick one. So by the slimmest of margins, I got to say Andre Iguodala because his impact with Golden State during that, where he picked the team to ride off the pine, come in and be an integral part of, and then he went to Miami and had a hand in that too. I have to give him his due because he wasn't a cat that was just a journeyman that was, up and scoop. He actually played a part. So, but it's close though. It makes for a great debate. The better six man out of Robert Horry or Andre Iguodala. But tell me who you think below in the comments. Please hit like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.